Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of this series Laravel Beginner to Master. So guys, you all know like till now we have completed 10 episode of this series and today in the episode number 11 I am going to describe you the main topic which is going to be helpful everywhere in the project Laravel project. This topic is nothing but the MVC pattern you can see here. So this MVC is nothing but the model view controller. So in this episode, we are going to learn the can say the backbone of every application what we are developing nowadays. So that is nothing but the MVC model view controller. So guys, this is a kind of code separation pattern you can say. So we are going to understand three things theoretically first. That is what is model, what is view, and what is controller. Then after we are going to create some controller, some view, some model and we will see like how these different three files are interacting with each other, how the data passing from controller to view and how we can take the data from model. So this all we are going to understand in this episode itself. So this episode is going to be very conceptual and I request you all to watch this episode till the end so that you can get the control about the MVC, what this MVC and how this is very much useful in the day-to-day project you can say. So in every Laravel project you will find it because this is the best way to keep the separation. So Laravel and other PHP framework like the E framework and coordinators, so those all are just based on this MVC design pattern you can say. So MVC is basically preferable because it gives us the separation between the business logic and the presentation logic. So view is use just for the presenting the data and the model is just used to preparing the data and controller play the role of mediator between the view and the model. So these all we are going to understand one by one gradually in this episode itself. So be in touch, keep watching this till the end and hope you will be able to understand MVC in a very depth way. So let's start. So first of all, we have to understand like what is this MVC here. So as I told you MVC, so here you can see there is a one M means model and V means you can see view and C means controller. So what this model is, what this view is, and what this controller is. So this is what we have to understand. So before going in depth, let me show you the common flow, like how the project works. So whatever we request from the browser, whatever we sorry, request from browser or you can say client or browser, both are same here. Whatever we request from the client or browser, so that on the basis of that request, on the basis of that request URL, it search that it goes to the route, and from the route it find the mapping, like which route is related to the which controller, so it calls the controller. Then controller checks like actually controller is here what it is receiving the request from the route. So after receiving the request, it just prepare the data, prepare data with the help of model. So here the role of model comes, like model prepare the data. So how it prepare? So to prepare the data, few datas are coming from database and few are already computed there itself. So the combination of those data which are going to be prepared, that is the role of this model here. And once the data model is prepared, response and response with data model is returned back to view. Now here the role of view comes. So the view is responsible to represent the data which are already prepared by the controller and model. Now what this view will do, so in the Laravel this view is nothing but you can see the blade file. So we are using the blade templating, so for now we are considering it blade.php files. Now this blade.php file display all those data here. So this view are supposed to display, or we can say to present represent the data to users, or you can say browser page. So what this view does basically, it present the data to the browser page, you can say, so user can see the page and the output of that particular route. So this is all about the MVC model view and controller. So guys, you can see here whatever request we want, that is coming from the controller, and that date this controller is doing what, it is just asking this model to prepare the data and sending the data back to the view. So you can see here, so the controller is taking the data from model and sending the data back to view. So what the controller is doing, controller, then after controller is the mediator between the view and the model, you can say. So the data are coming from models, and once the data came, so controller passes those data to view. So this is what about the role of the controller. So controller sometime known as the mediator between the model and the view, because it takes the data from models and it pass those data to the view. So view represent that data to the user in a browser screen. This is the theoretical part of this MVC in short. Now I'm going to show you how we can create this controller and model and views, and how we can integrate those to each other. So that I'm going to show you here. So let's start the VS Code. So in the VS Code, sorry, in the command prompt, I'm going to write one command to make the controller. So to make the controller, we need the command php artisan and make. So with the help of this make command, we can create lots of things like migration, controller, model, and command, other thing all as well. So right now I'm going to create the controller. Before in the last episode, episode number 10, I have shown you like with the help of make command we can create the custom artisan command as well. But now we are going to understand the controller, how we can create. So make controller, and we have to pass the name of the controller here. So let's suppose I am going to create the home controller. So let me make it home controller. So whatever name you want, you can pass it here. So it will simply create the controller file for you. You can see the message controller created successfully. The path is what? Under the app, there will be HTTP. In that, there will be controllers. And in that, you will find the home controller.php. Let me show you this in the VS Code itself. Now you can see here in the VS Code, under the app there is a one folder, that is HTTP. Under that there is a folder controller, and in the controller the file is what, home controller.php. So this is all about the controller command. It creates one controller for us. Now I'm going to write one method here. That method may be anything. So it is good practice to keep the first method as the index method in every MVC kind of project. So I'm following the same. So function, and the name is nothing but index. And here I'm going to write something like this: echo hello world. uh, for now just showing you the use of that controller and route. So guys, you can see we have created this controller in here, and the name of the method is, first method is index method. Now we want to execute this method, we want to call this method from the browser, but this is not yet possible because we can't call the controller directly from the browser. If you want, then you need to do one thing, that is what, you want to use the router. So router mapping you can see here. So router mapping is going to make it executable. So we will create one mapping in the route file, and that is going to call that particular controller and its method. So in the Laravel, all the web related route comes in this folder you can see. So there is a one routes folder. So this is the routes folder. In this routes folder we will create one web, we will have the web.php you can see. So for different purpose there are different file like api.php for api related routes, and for command related routes there is a console.php. But for web related route this is the web.php. So in the web.php only we can create the one route for that, and we can map that particular you can say controller. So I'm going to create one route here. So route, sorry, let me make it capital. Route, you can see, and here we can have the get and post and delete method as well, but we are going to use the get method right now. Simply put the semicolon. So this is the function we have to call, and this method takes basically two arguments. The first argument is the route pattern. So in the browser we are going to type nothing but the slash you can say. So it is going to call the particular. So the second argument is nothing but the array you can say. So in this array we have to pass two things. The first thing is the name of the controller itself. So we have the home controller we have created just now, and its object class. Now the second argument we have to pass it the name of the method. The method name is index. So we want to call this method index method there. So let me show you why this is showing like that error. I hope we are doing some mistake. Let me check why this is showing. So that issue was showing because we have used a single colon here, so we have to use the double colon, that is the scope resolution operator here. So this is the object of that particular controller, and it is going to call this method index method. So this mapping we have created here. So in the browser, if we are going to type the route, so it will directly call this controller's home controller. Its index method it will call. So let me show you. Let me start this project. PHP artisan and serve. So let me show you. So guys, you can see here it is showing here the hello world here. Let me zoom it. I hope you can see it clearly. So you can see here it is showing the hello world here. In the same way, if we want other method to write in the controller, so we can write it in the same way. So in the controller, I am going to create one more function like function, and here I'm going to write contact us. So this time we want to so other message like you can see you can contact us like this. So this contact us method we have to map in the web.php, that is the route file. So how we can do it? So for that again I'm going to copy the same line, and right now we want this to be called using the contact URL. The route I'm creating is the contact and the controller is same, but the method is changed. So this time we are going to call the contact us method. So let's see how it works. So going to call the same thing in the browser. So you can see we are showing the hello world just for index, and if we are passing contact here, so it will show you the next route, whatever we have written in this contact us method. So this is what the comes under the route mapping with the controller. Now next thing is we are going to, so we have seen like how we can call the controller with the help of route. So this part is completed. Now we are going to see how we can how we can connect these views with the controller. So let me show you this as well. So let's suppose we are going to create one view here for this index method and another this for this contact us method. So all the views in the Laravel, it comes in the folder. You can see that there is a one resources directory. So in this resources directory all the views are there. So there is one views folder you can see. So in the views folder, I am going to create another folder because the standard way of working in the project is to have this separate view folder for every controller. So this is the standard only. It is not at mandatory, but in the uh, MNC companies and other companies, we are following the same standard. So it is recommended to use the same approach as well here. So you can see that we have the home controller. So we are going to create one view folder for the home controller. So again, I'm saying this is not the mandatory. It's a part of the recommendation. It's part of the day-to-day programming. So in the views folder, I'm going to create one folder that is the home folder. And in the home folder, we can have the multiple views. So again, one more recommendation is those all those files name must be similar to the name of the method. So this is very easy to understand, like which view are going to call for which method. So you can see here we have index method. So we are going to create the index layout there. So in the Laravel we use the blade template. So we can have to create blade file index.blade.php. So now here I've created one view file for index method. In the same way, we can create another for the contact us method. Let me create it, contact underscore us. The file name is blade.php. So you can see we have created two file, and now we want to connect those two file here itself. So for that, what we need to write, we have to write return view, and here we have to pass the name of the view uh, after the views folder. So you can see here in the resources, the path is what? Views. So guys, this view is just connecting this controller to the views folder. And after this, we have to go inside the home, and then only we will find the index. So we have to mention the path after the views, not from the views, because this view method is indirectly connecting the controller with the views folder. So we have to pass the path from home. So here we are going to type home dot index. So this way we can connect this view here. In the same way, for contact us, what we need, home dot contact underscore us. So this way guys, we can connect the view with the controller method. Now I'm going to write some line in that particular. So this is the index blade template. So here I'm going to write h1. You can see uh, I am you can say home. This is home page for now. And the another we are going to write, this is the contact us page. Contact us page. So this way we can have different page. Now let me show you this how it works there in the can see. So it is showing the contact us. If you want to see the source, you can see the source as well. So it is showing as h1 because we have written the h1 there. So this way it is working. Now you want to see the home page, just remove it, and you can see this is the home page showing there. So this way till now we have understood like how we can connect the views with controllers. So here just we have connected. We are not passing any data from the controller to the view. So we just connected it and we are not passing the data. So the next we are going to see like uh, data passing, data passing from controller to view. So how we can pass this data from controller to view? So for that we need only one array here. So I'm going to create one array, that is the data, and here I'm going to say pass some data like you can say title. So you can pass the title here as well, home, and this data we have to pass in this view method as the second argument, because this view method takes two argument every time. The second one is the optional, the first one is mandatory. So in the first method we need to pass the name of the template view file, and the second method second argument we have to pass the data in form of array. So in the same way I'm going to pass the same thing here as well. So here I'm going to make the title as contact us. So again we need to pass this data to this particular view. You can see here now this whatever array we are passing here, so those elements we can access directly in the view as a variable, normal variable. So here in this index file, I am not going to write, let me show you how we can echo this variable there. So here we are not going to write like data and title. If we will write it, so definitely it will become wrong, because whatever data we are passing with the help of array is going to be available as a normal variable. So you can see this array is having one title key, so this title key we can access it directly as a normal variable. We don't need to write the data like that. So this way we can use it. And this curly braces guys we use here because blade template allow us to use this in the replacement of the echo command. So this is kind of echo you can say. Now let me show you it is working or not for the index at least. So you can see here the title is coming here in the index, but in case of contact it is not coming. Why? Because we have not, we are passing the data to the contact page. You can see we are passing the data, but we are not utilizing that data in the contactors view. That is why it is not showing there as well. Now let me show you how we can use it here. Now this title, we just use it, and you can see here in the contact page also it is going to displayed. So this way you can understand like how we can pass any data. And let's suppose we have lots of data. Let's suppose we have you can say lots of data means we are going to have one list. So we are going to have one list. So I'm going to pass one day array format. You can see. So this array is having the name of different persons, Ramesh and the Suresh. You can say, and the Geeta, Suresh, and Anand you can have. So we are going to have this array in a variable list. So this list variable we will access it in the index file, but for that we need PHP. So here I am going to use print underscore r. So these are different way of using the different tag in the blade template. So guys, for this you don't need to worry because I am going to take another session. There I am going to describe you all the syntax of blade template, what code, what syntax we have to use for what purpose. So here you can see we are, instead of writing the normal PHP tag, we are using at the rate PHP, at the rate end PHP. So this is the syntax being supported by the blade template, and this is nothing but the opening starting PHP tag, and this is ending the PHP tag. Now to print the array we want the printer, that is why I have used here. Now let me show you echo with the help of pre command so that you can see it very clearly. Now let me show you how we can access that there in the home page. You can see here, so that data is passed to the view itself. So this way we have understood how we can pass the data from controller to view. So till now we have understood the what is controller, how we can create it, what is view, how we can create it, and how we can connect this, and after that how the controller passes the data to the view. So this all we have understood. Now I am going to show you the working of the model, so how we can use it. So before moving ahead, let me show you by creating the model how we can create the model with the help of partition command. So as I have already told you, so we again need to the use of make command. So PHP artisan make command we are going to use just to create the model. And after this we have to pass the name of the model. So let's suppose I'm going to pass I'm going to create one model, that is the inquiry model. So you can see, yes, this is created inquiry model. So in the Laravel, every model is going to connect with the database. So there should be one, you can say there should be one table available in the database for every model. So for that, Laravel is providing the eloquent model, so that we are going to understand in depth in the coming episode. But now, for now, just let me show you how we can use the model there. So in this file you can see the model is created under the app folder. You will see there is a one model folder. So in the model folder you will find that particular model whatever we created. So this is the model created now. Now let's see, I'm going to write one method here. Let's suppose function get emp list. So this way we have just written here just for demonstration, and this array I am going to uh, take from that model itself. Now this way I have written, and I am going to return this array dollar data, or you can say dollar emp, like this, and this emp we have to return dollar emp. Now guys, you can see, so this controller is not aware like from where the data will come, but this is aware like where it has to pass the data. So this index method know like whatever data will get prepared here is going to be passed to the index method. So this is aware by the index method, but index doesn't know like from where the data will come. So as I have told you, the data preparation is the responsibility of model. So here we are going to call that particular method of model. So that model is inquiry model. Simply you have to write it. Then after you have to put the uh, double colon if the method is index method. So let me static method. Let me show you to make it the static. So I'm going to make this static here. You don't need to worry about why I'm using the static and not other things. So everything, each and everything I'm going to describe you, and you will learn very easily, because the series already stands from the beginner from the master. So we are going to teach you everything from I'm just considering you as a beginner. I'm trying to describe each and every concept and in each and every aspect of the Laravel and as well as the normal general programming. So here you can see that we have the inquiry class, and in that we have that particular static method. So we are going to call that static method without using the object, with the name of the class only we can call it, because this is the concept of the static method. For the static method we don't need to create the object, we can call it with the help of the name of the class. So going to call it get emp list. So you can see this method is called, and in the top you can see we have the reference of this inquiry model. So this inquiry model is coming from app models inquiry. So this app models and inquiry, so what this app model is, so this is the namespace for that particular inquiry. You can see here in the top of the inquiry model there is the app model. So this is the PSR4 standard. For every file or there is a one namespace, and with the help of that namespace it is connecting with each other. So you can see here we have the app model namespace, so it is getting linked there app model, and in this namespace we are going to call this particular inquiry class. So this way it is working. Now let me show you is it working or not. So guys, you can see here it is working properly. It is, oh, it is not working. Let me show you. Oh, it is not yet started. Let me start it first. PHP artisan serve, and now you can see it is working. So it is showing you the list. So till this way we have understood as well like how model can prepare the data. So the this purpose of this episode was just to understand what is the basic of controller, model and view, and how we can connect those three things. So till now we have understood like controller is just connecting the views to pass the data, and it controller is taking the data from models, and we have already gone through the way of passing data from controller to view. So this all is all about the MVC code design. So now in this episode this much guys, and in the next episode, episode number 12, I am going to bring the new topic. So there I might describe you the more about in the MVC. There I will describe you new things about the Laravel project. Now so we have understood what is the model, view and controller, and if you are new to this channel guys, so don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon just to get the notification for our upcoming videos. So till now keep practicing, and share this series among your friends if you like, and If you have any query question, you can ask in the comment section. Definitely, we will try to reply your question as soon as possible. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you.